magic makers, and welcome back to the Metaphysical Apothecary. We are your hosts, Shannon and Megan,
Hi, everyone.
also known as the Scorpio Sisters, here to explore the mysterious, the magical, and the arcane.
Now, it is easier to dig out roots if you're aware and a magical practitioner.
Yes.
If you're trying to dig them out for someone else who's not necessarily fully aware of this field of study, it can be a little bit harder because they can unknowingly welcome back that energy.
Or retain it, save a piece of it without realizing they're doing that.
Yeah.
So in my instance, I found it in the mattress. They had first come from the mattress. After the first time I thought I got rid of the roots, the relationship ended. He kept the mattress. That's a mistake. When you end a relationship in general, it's usually a good idea to get rid of the mattress and get a new one so that you're not sleeping on old bad mojo. Never mind if the person had wanted or unintentionally put roots down on you through the mattress.
Right. At the very least, you need to energetically change the mattress enough so that it no longer resembles the item that you shared with that person. So even if you can't afford a new mattress, get an egg crate, get a mattress topper, get one of those mattress protectors, enchant the ever-loving shit out of it, and put that on there.
If you can, put lavender pillows or bundles inside the mattress or between the mattress protector and you can do it without getting rid of the mattress, but the problem is this person was not going to do any of that. And I wasn't going to get the chance to do it myself. So he needed a new mattress.
Right.
The roots came back, and I then had to re-engage with the roots because the person who had laid down the roots or had the roots laid down came back in the picture. That's kind of what happens on this energy magic work. It's connecting you unwillingly to a person that you maybe do not want to have anything to do with or would not settle down with.
Same if you find yourself kind of running yourself ragged for another family member. Say Aunt Gladys is very much a drain on your time and your energy and always wants you to do things for her and take her places and is not respectful of your boundaries. It's not respectful of your time, just kind of expects you to come at her beck and call. And this can be any family member. Check for roots, especially if you find yourself kind of bending to their will when you had told yourself you weren't going to do this, like you had made a resolve to keep your boundaries intact and say, I can't do that for you anymore. And you find yourself sort of being sucked back into that pattern. Check for roots.
Manipulative magic, energy working that anyone can put down. And when your will is no longer the authority in your life, you should be checking your energy fields.
Yep, absolutely. Deity work can really help with roots. Any deity can help with roots. Absolutely any of them. I work with Lilith. I work with Freya. I work with Lucifer, some very powerful divine and infernal energies that are very protective. So draw on those protective entities to help you communicate with them in your favorite method, whether that's a talking board or tarot or free writing or just meditation, however you do it. And that's one of the ways that you can kind of see whether or not roots have been laid into you because they will be able to see them. They may not be able to remove them for you without your permission, but they will be able to see them and tell you, yeah, this is going on and you need to do something about it. And then you can empower them to help you do something about it.
For the digging out of the roots I found out about the roots and how to work on digging out the roots through one of my beloved dead. My great-grandmother on my mother's father's side, my Oella, had realized that she could come to me and talk to me about it or send me energetic messages. And she sent me to a brujo who on YouTube that was talking about how to get rid of roots in the Puerto Rican magical spiritual working. And then I ended up being approached by an entity that I had no idea I was going to have to interact with in general. And it was Nidhogger, the dragon at the bottom of the world tree who gnaws on its roots. Had come to engage. I can eat those roots for you, so that way, even if they grow back, I will have a feast.
There you go.
I actually ended up making an art piece for him that he has hanging on his wall.
Right.
And every time he walks past it, whether or not he looks at it, whether or not he is touching it or engaging with it, Nidhogger is checking to see if there are any roots in his energetic field.
Yep. And you can do this, you can make this kind of request from any of your deities, any of your guides. You can create servitors on the astral, or using gargoyles or stuffed animals or whatever you feel drawn to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Roots are a little bit more difficult than hooks to remove, because once a hook is gone, it's gone. It's like fishing line versus something that's alive and growing.
Yes.
So in terms of removing roots as well, a cord cutting may be essential to that.
Part of the process.
Because when you are removing roots, you want to have as little contact with the person who laid them in as possible. You don't want to accept gifts from them, no food, nothing of that nature. If you find cards from them or mail, or they've left you a voicemail, they tried to contact you, be prepared to have that perpetual removal via spiritual help, or cut off contact completely. No contact isn't always possible. However, as little contact as you can do is going to be real helpful.
Yes. Block them if you can.
Yeah.
From your social media, even if it's family member or coworker, if you can block them from your personal social media feeds, that can be helpful, because then all they can really talk to you through is either family obligation or work-related emails.
The other thing to remember is, after you've removed these energies from your subtle body, put up wards, fortify. Fortify your wards, fortify your protections.
Yeah, nature hates a vacuum. So the moment you take something out, you need to put something in. And if that's a ward, a sigil, a confidence boosting working self-love work, self-talk, self-love, it's really good to fill that vacuum before something else can sneak in.
Yes. We can fill that vacuum with all the beneficial things that Shannon mentioned. You don't have to necessarily be on the defensive. You can build up your defense against those kinds of things in the same way that you would defend against disease. Make sure that your immune system is where it should be. Make sure that you're getting enough rest. Make sure you're taking your vitamin C. Make sure you're eating a balanced diet and exercising so that your body can fend off those microbes. It's the same thing with your bioenergy field, your subtle body, and your spiritual life. You can build things into your spiritual life that are going to strengthen you as a magical practitioner and make you less susceptible overall to these things. At this point, I would really like to see someone try to put a root or a hook into me, honestly, and I say that without ego. I think it would be extremely difficult.
Yeah. Those who put down roots intentionally tend to avoid doing it to those who are also spiritually aware, if not working as a witch or a pagan or a light worker or a healer. It's usually avoided because not easy.
Right.
And this is why root workers who are healers find it easier to heal people who are willing to be healed.
Because you open the door and you allow them inside.
Yes. So the people who are not aware sometimes have an open window they can get through. They have an open door or an unlocked door that they can get in through. And that's why it's so easy to lay down roots or to cast a line for a hook. But when you are spiritually aware and doing your meditation and evaluating where all your energy bodies are, your physical body, your emotional body, your ethereal body, you tend to be more aware of, well, that little dark spot right there does not belong there. What is it and why is it there?
Yeah.
So it can't really take root. They can't get to the fertile soil that would allow them to grow if you're aware of the first speck forming.
Right. That kind of awareness is very similar to being aware of your physical body and going, I didn't sleep well last night. My throat feels kind of scratchy. I'm going to make sure I'm doing my lemon ginger tea today. I'm going to take some extra turmeric capsules or make myself a moon milk recipe or golden milk recipe to really fortify my immune system and make sure that nothing can kind of take hold of my physical body. So this is just doing the same thing for your spiritual body.
Yes. Because one of the things that can happen when a person has a hook or a root in you is that it will eventually affect your physical body. Sometimes their intention is to get you sick.
Yeah, because it disrupts your vibration, right? And anything that disrupts the vibration in your subtle body will eventually make it to your physical body as some kind of malady. That's not to say that people with chronic illnesses or disabilities are not energetically synergetic. You can have energetic synergy and still be disabled and still have chronic conditions.
Yeah, you just have to figure out where your base frequency is.
Exactly.
You are harmonious in your base frequency. You then realize when there is a disharmonious frequency or vibration coming into play that is affecting you and maybe making something flare up or making you tired or more tired than you normally are.
Exactly.
Or making your eye itchy.
Yep.
It's not always these big, bad cold, flu, or undiagnosable illnesses that can't be really treated.
It's making your eye itchy or, man, my back feels out of whack. I need to go see my chiropractor.
Yeah.
Getting your spine straightened out is a wonderful way to get your energy straightened out.
Yep. But when you think about it, the spine is the physical representation of your kundalini. Your chakra entry points are aligned with your spine.
Right.
So if you can get your spine realigned and or worked on so that way it's back to its base frequency, your energy can flow easier.
Yes, exactly. And if you can't get to see your chiropractor and you are feeling that those points are misaligned and it's making you vulnerable, have someone massage you or get a tennis ball. Grab a tennis ball out, put it between you and the wall and just start rolling gently at first. And then when you find the knots, work those out. That can really help the energy start flowing in you too. As best you can, take care of yourself.
Yeah. I like putting a yoga mat down on a hardwood floor and laying down on it and then stretching it until I feel a pop happen.
Yes.
I love hardwood floors. A good place to look for hooks and roots in your energy field is where you find knots. When you're going to a massage, you get knots on your back, and your neck, and your shoulders, maybe in your thighs. Wherever you find that you have a need for a massage, sometimes that's where the hook is located. Sometimes that's where the root is coming through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good idea to look there. If you can't look there, have a friend look there to see if they can't find a hook or a root, and you can start the process of unhooking or digging out.
Yep. And I've gotten muscle knots. I've gotten them in my feet. I've gotten them between my ribs in my rib cage. So leave no muscle unmassaged.
Yeah, including your tongue muscle.
I've gotten cramps in my tongue before.
It might seem like in a bizarre place, but sometimes the hooks are there or the roots start there because you've had something that was made by the person who unintentionally or intentionally put the hook or root down. So it can end up on your tongue. It can end up in your throat. I have to work on my throat chakra. My throat chakra is probably the weakest connection I have.
Yep.
And so any hook or root that is going to try to take form or take space anywhere near my mouth or my throat, I need to make sure I address at ASAP because my throat chakra I have to work on. I have to be intentionally and knowledgeably working with and on constantly.
Which is one of the reasons that we're coming to you with this podcast. Another practical way of working with the throat chakra, if you do feel like you have a hook or a root that has taken root there or just feels energetically off, I have found that when my chest muscles across my pectorals or across my trapezius, those muscles that come down tops of your shoulders, are especially tight, that can really tighten and cut off the energetic flow and make it very uncomfortable in the throat area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just another place for you to kind of check in with those meridian points right above your pectorals where it meets your shoulders. There's a dip there that's very tender. So check in with that area and see if that area feels very tight and very keyed up. Check in with those trapezius muscles on the back of your neck leading into your shoulders, and again feel where there might be any knots there and work those out as best you can. Anybody who is interested in learning more about this, we always put resources in the description whenever we can, and we hope that this is helpful to all of you. So that's all we have on our topic for today. Thank you so much for listening in, and we hope you'll join us again soon. In the meantime, you can follow us for more witchy wisdom both here and on our blog, and you can also check out our original art on Society